Hi, today we've got Tereza Cervinkova with us. She's a model, a successful model of how many years?
I've been doing modeling for about 10 years, yeah.
So she's been a model for 10 years and then all of a sudden she decided to become a photographer. So how did that happen? How did you decide to become a photographer?
Well, I think it's kind of natural. When you become models, you are in that industry, and it's very natural to become photographer because you are so close with the photographer, with the whole industry. So it's kind of natural way to become behind the camera. And for me, I actually always have a passion for the pictures, and I always been taking photographs. So it was about a time when I reached the point that I think it's enough to doing modeling, and I think it's time to start something new. So yes, I became a photographer after all.
That's an interesting change of a career. I just want to ask you, you've got a very distinctive style, and when people look at your photographs they say, wow, I like her style. How would you describe your style?
Wow, this is a very difficult question because I always like from the people to tell me what they like on my style, but I describe my style, I think it's based on technical of the light. I always use light. I describe my style very simple. I try to avoid busy area and avoid busy background, and I try to make all focus on the subject, on the models or on the main subject, and I think it's a little bit of taste of surrealism, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, you always have very good styling in your pictures. Is it difficult to get a great stylist for your work?
Well, I always treat my team right. I always keep my team same, because I always like to work with the same people I trust, and especially on the big job, I always try to keep the same team, because I believe that developing with the team, it's always increase your images to better way. So it's difficult to style, and always when I write some stylist, I will keep him, and I will make him to be part of my work all the time, because it's very important. It's also sort of giving me also the names of my image as well. Style is one of the important subjects in photography.
That's what I wanted to ask you. If you've got a creative director that comes to you and says, okay, here's a shoot we want you to do, I wanted to ask you if you actually have a choice to choose your own people to work with, or do they give you a team?
It depends on the client. When I'm working in the fashion industry for a magazine, like for example for Voila, I actually select the team because I believe my selection is the right selection. But if I work for the ad or for the other advertising production house, they ask me my opinion, but they will obviously select the one that they will come or they think that they are the best. But most of my clients ask me the opinion, which of the stylists or team I like to work with. So, yeah.
Wow. I find it a little bit difficult and intimidating to work with new people that I've never worked with before, but obviously you've got the experience. I want to ask you, when you just started your photography, well, was it difficult for you to present yourself as a photographer? After so many years of being a model and being a successful model, you've been in Cosmopolitan, you've been on the covers internationally. Was it hard to come and say, I'm taking pictures now?
Many people will think that it was easy, and actually I have to say that it was very hard, because to prove to people that a model can do something more than just to be a model is one thing. Second thing is people doesn't think you change easier because they know you and because you've been working for them as a model. So I find out very hard, and on my beginning of the career I decided to go to my long way and to learn the lighting skills properly. So before I actually become photographer, I've been assistant for many years, and I also been assistant for free, only to know that I just want to learn. So that was something that I decided to do it and start from the bottom. Also maybe start with the graduation photograph, start with the wedding. Before I actually turn into the fashion, I did all of these steps, what I think that every photographer should do before becoming a fashion photographer.
Wow, you just answered like 5 questions on my list. Awesome. That's what I also wanted to ask you about assistant work. Now that you've been an assistant yourself, what makes a good assistant? If you need to hire an assistant, or if somebody would like to come and work with you, what would you say must they be able to do?
There was actually a question asked by the lady over there, but I will answer again. Being a good assistant is first being professional, be wanted to learn, and be prepared that it will be a hard work, it will be a long hour, it will be a weekend hour, and it will be a lot of technical things to learn. But my assistant needs to be a professional and wants to learn. And I will take assistant if I see that the assistant wants to learn. And for me, it doesn't matter how strong knowledge has about a lot, because I can teach that, but I want to know the patients. I want to see the patients from the person.
You work exceptionally hard. I know that from the emails I get at 1 and then at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I want to ask you, how do you stay in shape? How do you keep with this? It's a very hard, sometimes you're 24 hours on the set. How do you stay in shape, and how do you cope with this stressful environment?
Shape. Well, first of all, I must say that you really work hard as well. And we sometimes emailing each other at 2 o'clock in the morning. But keeping in shape, I think it's come naturally. If you really want to do something and you really want to become a good photographer or whatever is your dreams, you actually prepare to work it hard. So I do try to keep in shape, to wake up early and maybe just to run in the morning to clean my head. But also it's a time management. How long you want to spend on preparing each shoot or photographing, editing. So that all helps to still keep and being in shape. But it's not easy. It's a long hour.
I also wanted to ask you, so well, I know you dance and you cycle, and what else do you do?
For the body, I run 5K every day. I don't cycle international, but I do run, yeah. I'm a swimmer.
It's incredible. You've got to get into shape. You're also very versatile in your work. You can do things like fashion, beauty, but you also do catalog work and you do product shots. How, some photographers, they just do beauty or they just do fashion. How did you develop that skill of working, being able to do everything?
I don't think that I do exactly everything, but yes, you're correct. I do beauty, I do fashion, I do still photograph, interior, catalog. I think it's something that you learning step by step. And it's a lot of practicing, a lot of hours of developing the light technique. I start to first with the fashion, from all of them I mentioned, for the reason that it was the closest to me, and fashion for me was more about the pose and the styling and the whole concept than the technical thing. I start very later with the still, because that's to me a photograph still or photograph product the right way. It's very high knowledge of the lighting. So it was taking me a while before I trust myself enough to actually get the client and to actually be paid for this work. But each of the work, no matter what is it, it's about searching, practicing and learning. Then one day you know and you think that you know enough, then you can say, okay, now I can start to find a client and I can start to charge them.
Well, a lot of people fake it till they make it. They just say, yes, I can do everything, and they just jump into it. It's interesting to hear that you actually first perfection the skill before you acquire the client.
I do that all the time. I think before every important job, I actually practicing the light. I actually go to the studio and I just want to be sure that all like working, and this is exactly how I want to light the subject. Obviously there's a changes, client maybe change the idea, but you have some sort of start in the day that this is the light I want. They want a flat light. Let's practice first if everything goes right. I think it's important that you don't have much surprise on the work on the day, because you do have a lot of surprise anyway.
Yeah, you have to kind of be prepared as much as you can. Is there anything else that you took out of your modeling career that's helping you as a photographer?
That question also been asked here, and I'm going to answer again. I think it's the skills of posing the models. I think it's the way that I kind of know what the model is going through when they are in front of the camera, what the model is going through when they have to act at the stage at the moment for the client. So it's about posing the model and get them right feeling from the eyes. That I think it's give me a lot of knowledge from the modeling industry.
Also, you once told me that you completely transform into a new person when you're in front of the camera. Have you helped your models to do that?
I do post the models a lot. I do help them a lot. I even talk to them. I can see when the models are new models and when the models been in the industry for many years, and depending on the style of the pose and the reaction of their eye. But I do style them and help them a lot. And I also give them water. Because many photographers do that.
Yeah, many photographers, we only drink water in our studio. We never have anything else. No energy drinks, unfortunately. You also traveled quite a bit. I just want to ask you, what was your favorite place where you lived, and where did you learn the most?
And I learned the most from the point of the photography. I think every place gives me some sort of new vibration and energy, and always change my work slightly. And it's because if you are in China, you sort of trying to see all the dark and gray color, and you becoming kind of have different imagination. If you coming to Paris, you have all the old style feeling that you want to shoot everything like all these 80s, 18th century style. So each country gives me a different influences, and I must say every time you go into the holiday, you should take that kind of present and get that energy from that, because that will change your photography, your pictures and vision as well. So each country gives me something. I think the most of the time what I learned from China was the hard working, and I think it was something that I realized that 20 hours of work a day you can actually do it. Friends give me the idea of being free artist and kind of explore to the city, and I have the same idea from the Joburg as a vibration and energy city, and every time I'm going to the town and it's something new and new idea come out. Yes, I'm learning every time from the city and from the country.
That's really inspirational. I'm really inspired right now. Okay, and the last question, I just want to know, if a model or a makeup artist would like to come and work with you, because now if they see this interview and they go like, oh, I would like to shoot with her, what must they do to impress you? How would you select a new makeup artist or a new model to work with?
But first, every makeup artist and every assistant or every stylist can come to me anytime and obviously ask me for working. But I just need to feel the passion for that, and the passion and willing to work hard. Obviously, every new makeup artist and stylist I'm starting to work with, I'm always trying to get a not that high quality job, but a little bit like, let's do test shooting, let's see how we work together. And if it's working right, then obviously I give them more and more bigger and bigger job. But yes, it's about the patient. If they have the patient and if they want to have this and if they have the skills, then I would love to work. Always would work with people. So it's about the patient. And show me that you can do the work.
So basically you're hardworking and you want other people to work hard.
That's correct, yeah. I think all my team needs to sort of be into it and work hard, yeah.
It's beautiful, and that's why you produce such world-class images. And all of Tereza's work can be seen on her website. She's got really a beautiful website that suits her style so well. What's the address of your website?
My website is Tereza Cervinkova.com.
Okay, and we are also going to have the slideshow of her work available on find.themodel.co.za, and her modeling portfolio as well as her photographic portfolio, and it's really worthwhile looking at. Thank you so much for coming, and we're going to do a practical shoot now.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.